Hello, this role play shows a real situation that can happen in a high-risk process plant. The scenario takes place in the aromatics unit where a pressure relief valve PRV on the reformat splitter boiler has passed its required inspection date. Because of the plant turnaround was delayed, there is no certified spare valve available at the moment. The plant now faces a difficult decision whether to shut down the unit immediately to inspect and recertify the valve, which will affect the production and contracts, or to continue operating for a short period with extra safeguards, even though this increases safety and legal risk. Through this roleplay, we will see how different roles, the process engineer, maintenance planner, prime manager, and also HSE manager, discuss and manage the balance between safety, legal compliance, and production pressure. Scene 1. The role play begins in the control room where the process engineer raises a serious concern about pressure relief valve that has exceeded its required inspection date. With no spare valve available, the discussion immediately brings safety, maintenance limitations, and production pressure into the focus. The conversation involves process engineer, maintenance planner, and also pen manager.
Thank you everyone for coming for today's meeting. I have a very important thing to discuss. It says right here, the pressure relief valve on the reformat splitter boiler has officially exceeded the statutory inspection date.
Yes, I saw on the notification, the system, we don't have any certified spare valve, and we also order and start with supplier, and the expected delivery is being delayed.
We have been running smoothly for months. Are you sure this is critical? We can't just stop the unit over one valve.
It is not just one valve, Sarah. It's the last layer of protection against overpressure. If you run without a certified PRV, you are technically out of compliance.
But shutting down over the aromatic units now, you know the penalties if we miss our monthly target.
Guys, Sarah, I think we could consider temporary deferral, and other clients have done it before, and with special monitoring and risk assessment.
Shamil, the manual is clear. PRV must be certified on schedule. If something goes wrong, we have no legal cover.
Well, maybe we don't need to make a big deal. The system is stable.
Sarah, stability doesn't guarantee safety. The pressure spike can happen, pump failure, falling, heater trip, even operator error.
Scene 2. The team moves to the field to inspect the pressure relief valve. Although no visible issues are found, it becomes clear that visual checks alone cannot confirm the reliability of a safety critical device.
Okay, and I have expected the area and no leak, no abnormal noises, and everything seemed fine.
I know, but just checking doesn't replace a certified test. Relief valves can stick, corrode, or drift.
You're both making this sound like a disaster waiting to happen.
It could be if we gamble. It fails during an upset, the rubber boiler could rupture, the consequences can be catastrophic.
And the shutdown will also be catastrophic.
Scene 3. The HSE manager makes the situation clear. Operating with an overdue PRV is illegal. Monitoring may reduce risk, but it cannot replace compliance. Personnel and company liability now enters the discussion.
Receive your email, Kai. Please explain the situation.
Alright, based on my email, our PRV on the reformat splitter boiler is overdue for testing. Those spare available, we need to either shut down or request a formal deferral.
Is a shutdown necessary? Can't we temporarily tighten operating limits?
Operating limits are reduced likelihood, but the PRV is the primary safeguard and legally required. If we defer without approval and something occurs, the company and you personally may be held liable.
There are several mitigation options. The first one is increase the field checks, pressure trending, high pressure alarm, and independent shutdown system.
That only reduces risk. It does not replace compliance. If the PRV fails, we cannot claim that we checked the pressure graph.
So, what are our options? We cannot simply lose production.
That's a deferral mechanism, but it must be justified with a full technical risk assessment and reports to the regulators.
And if regulators say no?
Then we shut down, period.
Scene 4. The production pressure increases. Safety concerns grow stronger. The team confronts the truth. If the equipment failure is unpredictable, an unknown risk cannot be accepted. Only two options remain.
PRV is the main protection against overpressure. If anything goes wrong, this is the only device that prevents a rupture. Without certification, we cannot trust it to work.
We have been stable for months. I don't see why it will suddenly fail now. Are we overreacting?
Well, we cannot predict when equipment will fail. Even normal-looking valves can stick or weaken internally. Certification is only guarantee.
As I said before, we don't have any PRV. Our supplier is delayed, and we could reduce the load and increase monitoring and temporary measure, and it might buy us a time.
Monitoring does not replace legal compliance. A deferral requires full documentation and DOSH approval. Right now, we have neither.
So, you expect me to shut down the entire aromatic units over one overdue inspection? The financial loss will be huge. We are already behind the target.
Then, but safety must come first. If this PRV fails, the consequences can be disastrous.
You keep focusing on worst case scenario. Are we really expecting the level of danger?
In a high hazard unit, worst case scenarios are realistic. DOSH will shut us down immediately if they find this. We cannot operate knowingly out of compliance.
PRV fail even they look fine externally. Internal corrosion and sticking doesn't show up visual check, and that's why the certification date matters.
So, are you saying continuing for one more week is too risky? I just need clarity. We cannot delay decisions.
Yes, this risky is unknown and therefore unacceptable. We cannot measure it without testing. Operating like this can put everyone at risk.
So we now have only two options. Either a shutdown or a regulator approved deferral. Continuing like this, we are illegal. We must decide.
5. Final decision. The room falls quiet. The plant manager agrees to a controlled shutdown. Safety and compliance take priority. Rules are assigned and the plant moves forward.
Our decision must be based on law and safety. Production is important, but compliance comes first. We need a responsible choice.
Alright, so I suggest a controlled shutdown is the safest option. We can test and recertify the PRV properly. It can also allow us to restart with confidence.
We can complete the shutdown and testing within 36 hours, and I can mobilize technician immediately, and the timeline is tight but it's doable.
I don't like the downtime, but I understand the risk. If something happens, production numbers won't matter. I agree we need to shut down.
This is the correct decision. I will notify DOSH immediately and update the records. Compliance will be maintained.
Alright, I will start preparing the shutdown procedure immediately. Thank you for making the right call. We will handle this safely.
I'm also will coordinate manpower and ensure everything is fine, and we can begin as soon as approval is given.
I will inform the upper management and notify the clients. Let's proceed and maintain our safety standards.
Alright.
Scene 6. Some days later, after the difficult but necessary decision was made, the plant stands quiet. The unit has been safely shut down and the immediate risk has been contained. Now, the focus shifts from urgency to understanding. In a virtual meeting room, the key decision makers come together, not to debate but to reflect, review, and learn. This is the moment where accountability replaces conflict and lessons are turned into lasting improvements.
Thank you everyone for joining this review meeting. The unit shutdown was complete safely and all isolations are confirmed. This meeting is to review the situation and agree on long-term preventive actions.
This meeting is part of our compliance obligation. Operating with an overdue pressure relief valve exposes the company to the legal and safety risk. We must document lesson learned and corrective actions clearly.
Agree that this review is necessary. The situation developed quickly and placed pressure on decision making. I want to ensure we handle this better in the future.
From a maintenance perspective, the key issue was spare availability. The delayed supplier exposed a weakness in our planning. This created unnecessary risk and pressure of operation.
Technically, alarms and monitoring reduce risk, but cannot replace mechanical protection. The pressure relief valve is the final safeguard against overpressure. Its certification must never be compromised.
This issue is also ethical in nature. Engineers and leaders have a duty to protect workers and the public. Compliance with safety regulations is not optional.
I acknowledge that production pressure influenced my initial response. Hearing these technical and legal implications clarify the risk. Safety decision must not be rushed.
I propose maintaining certified spare for all critical safety equipment. We should also introduce early alert before inspection expiry date. This will prevent last-minute situation.
That proposal addresses the root cause of the issue. Early planning allows safer and more flexible decisions. It benefits both safety and production continuity.
Also require periodic audits of safety critical equipment. Any approaching non-compliance must be escalated immediately. Delays will not be tolerated.
I support these actions fully. Management will allocate budget for critical spares and audits. Safety must be supported at every level.
I'm agree with you, Sarah. With management support, maintenance planning will improve. This will reduce emergency works and stress on the team. It also improve overall plan reliability.
This incident reinforces the importance of speaking up clearly. Engineering judgment is not only technical but ethical. I appreciate that safety concerns were taken seriously.
I will also finalize the compliance report and submit to the regulator. The lessons learned will be shared across departments in the company. This case will serve as a learning example to us.
Before we close, I would like to confirm our follow-up actions. We need to ensure that all technical documentation is aligned. This will support both compliance and safe restart.
From maintenance, I will compile the inspection records and supplier correspondence. And the full-time timeline will be documented clearly and it will support compliance review.
Will ensure management visibility on this matter. The report will be reviewed at senior level. We will stand behind the corrective actions taken.
So from the HAC side, I will consolidate the information and submit the notification to the DOSH. The report must clearly show corrective actions and preventive measures. Transparency is very critical.
This approach reflects good engineering practice. Proper documentation protects people and the organization. It also reinforces our safety culture.
And I'm also will update the maintenance system accordingly and critical safety equipment will receive early alert. It will reduce future risks.
Thank you everyone for the constructive discussion and the clarification provided. Let us proceed with the follow-up actions and apply these lessons consistently moving forward. This meeting has concluded. Thank you everyone.
Alright, thank you.
So the conclusion is this incident became more than just a technical issue. It revealed how safety, leadership, and ethics intersect in high-risk industry. Through open discussion, professional courage, and respect for regulations, the team chose responsibility over convenience. The shutdown was not a failure of production, but a success of safety culture. The lessons learned will guide future decisions, ensuring that compliance, preparation, and integrity remain at the core of every operation. And with that, this chapter closes, stronger, wiser, and safer than before.